become after we lose ourselves. Humanity celebrates those who have overcome, who have risen to the top. The person who has become the world champion or the Olympian champion. The person who has built a 7-figure business or a multiple 6-figure business from scratch. The person who's overcome cancer. Hero, Shiro, who has overcome impossible odds to become who they are. And yet, what about those who have faced their heights of heights, who have been in the arena and faced their darkness and become the heroes of their own story, the writers of their own story? And then they fall again. They face their darkness. They slowly disappear. They're no longer the person who is the hero anymore, is the champion, is the leader. What happens when the leader breaks? What happens when the champion falls? And they have to sit with that in their own becoming. This is something I'm facing right now in my life. As I'm writing my story of becoming a world champion, of becoming the Barkindji warrior, of going from suicide to world champion, and I sit with who I've been. And yet, having faced the darkest seasons of my life and have been in that darkness for far longer than I could have ever imagined, losing myself to that darkness after divorce, after suicidal ideation, after losing and breaking relationships that I thought would be mine forever. And I sit at this crossroads now of going, who do I need to become? What does the warrior heart look like in practice to be the mum that my kids deserve? To be a woman who is well in her own self, her own life, as the seed and the source of her life, her love, her leadership. And what if the next version of me, who I'm becoming, can't be built off the patterns of the woman who was the world champion, who built a multiple 6-figure business from scratch, who was on track on the Australian wrestling team and international sport, on international stages telling her story, who started a non-profit while pregnant with her son. I'm no longer that version of myself, and I've been sitting with the grief, the guilt, and the shame of not being able to do the things in the same way that old versions of myself, not being able to fight in the same way. The fight and the arena and the woman are different. What does that remembering and reclamation and rising look like in this version of me? And do I have the courage to sit with and become this version of myself whilst letting versions of myself be, without comparison, without shame or guilt? Who are you in your becoming? Because this is what I know. We are allowed, we are enough, and we are worthy. If you're interested in more, watch below.